Steam Beer Session IPA.
And remember, life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got one here from... Where the fuck is this from? Got one here from Lidl. I was out and about on my travels and I see this. And a couple of mates of mine have got this from Lidl's when they've been out and about. And do you know what? I'm just looking at this, right? And it's got Session IPA written there. And it's got Pale Ale written there. What the fuck is it? So there you go. There's an alarm bell there already. What the fuck is all this about? Pale Ale. And it's got Session IPA. Don't. Supermarket beer. I should know better. But I'm fearing the worst and hoping for the best. Now, as I say, this came from Lidl. It was quite cheap. What I like about it is 500ml. They've got it down as a craft beer. You know, they're trying to tap into that market. And it ain't going to wash with me. I know exactly who brewed this. It's the Eichbaum Brewery. Now, I know the Eichbaum Brewery. I've tasted some of their beers. They do some of the Lidl contract brewing. It's certainly the ones in Germany. And some of their beers make their way over here. And I have to say, they did a fest beer and a wheat beer that I picked up from Lidl. 1 second. I always keep this can because I do remember this as being a really good wheat beer. Different, but really good. And the yeast strain they used in this really did make this beer. It was fantastic. It was a different wheat beer. It had a lot of the very sweet, bready type malts in it. But it also had a really nice mouthfeel. And I think I'd give this a 10 out of 10. And it was £1 a can. And in anyone's book, that is a bargain. And if you come from the People's Republic of Yorkshire, that is a really good one. And it'll only cost you £1. So if you can find your way into, you know, freeing the moths out from your wallet and parting with £1 note, you're going to get yourself a very nice wheat beer. But that was brewed by the Eichbaum Brewery. And they're based in a place called Mannheim, which is sort of southwestern Germany. And they do a hell of a lot of contract brewing. And they brew every style of German beer. Now, it looks like from this lot, they're trying to branch out into the craft beer market. And to be honest, I really haven't got high hopes for this. It's just one of them things that I saw it on the shelf and a couple of mates had tried it and I thought, I'll give it a go. So here we go. Right, it's 4.9%. And they're calling it a Session IPA and it's got Pale Ale. I'm not going to mention that again, but for fuck's sake, get it right, will you? It's like saying, you know, you've got a wheat beer and you're calling it a Keller beer on the top. You know, two completely different styles. Well, not completely different styles, but they're different. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not going to mention that again. It's 4.9%. It's a 500ml can, which I really like because they haven't gone down that poncy road of putting everything in at 440ml cans. I don't know whether that's something to do with the UK government's guidance on alcohol units. Well, it obviously hasn't because they're doing it here and they can sell it here. So, you know, they're getting away with it here. And I found out the IBUs on this are 35, which is... it's quite mellow for an IPA. Now, I've just this minute, I've tried the Adams New England IPA and that was 50 IBUs. And that was reasonably bitter. So this it shouldn't. If these IBUs are anything to go by, and do you know what? I'm starting to lose faith in them because I don't think they're as accurate as as they say they are. Because I've tasted beer that's had quite high IBUs, and it hasn't been as bitter as I was expecting, and they've had low IBUs in the can, and it's been bitter as fuck. So it's one of them things that I take with a pinch of salt, no pun intended. And that's about it, really. There is a load of absolute bollocks on the website about this stuff. They've got some sort of Mad Max fantasy type fucking nonsense going on. Honestly, just fuck off and tell us what the beer is. We're not fucking interested in some fantasy bollocks that you're talking about. I don't know what they're trying to do here. Some marketing bollocks. Some marketing twat has got hold of that and thought, I'll put all this on the website, and you got the fucking happy clappers in the in the brewery going, oh yeah, it's great, isn't it? Yeah, fucking hell, it'll appeal to all the young idiots who are buying craft beer and all that. Fuck off, don't take us for mugs. But I bought it anyway, so who's the mug, eh? Anyway, enough on that. Let's just get this shit open and see what's going on. Right, don't know what style of IPA it is. It says it's citrusy and God knows what. Is it a pale ale? Is it an IPA? It looks very, very fucking light. I know that. I can see that from here. A German IPA. Who knew? There it is, murky in the glass. Looks almost like a Belgian Vit in the glass. What are we getting on the nose? Oh, that's a bit weird. Not getting much at all, to be honest. Faint citrus, starting to come through now. Like lemon and grapefruit citrus. What the fuck is that? Is that yeast? Huh. I don't know whether that was a bit of yeast or not, but there's an earthy type aroma to it as well. It's not big on aroma, but I'm really having to struggle to get anything out of it at all. Is this going to be a sink job? Oh God, I hope not. Well, there it is. Now, I want this to blow me away because it was cheap and it was a contract supermarket beer to be blown away by that. Well, you laugh, that wheat beer that did blow me away. For £1 a can, that was amazing stuff. Better than the Patronus stuff. And by the way, this lot, they're the Eichbaum, they're the ones who brew the Perlenbacher in the bottles. So when they say it's brewed in Frankfurt, it's not. It's brewed in Baden-Württemberg. Is that part of Frankfurt? No. It's quite a way away from the city of Frankfurt. Here, I'll tell you what, let's get some more in there. There's a little drain left in the can, yeah. There we go. Right. Do I say zum wohl, or do I say cheers, or do I say bottoms up? I don't know. Wish me luck. What the fuck is this? I don't know what this is. This is weird. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what it is. There is like typical cheap malt like astringent malt in this. There is earthy hops, almost like noble type earthy hallertau type flavour to this. Not bad mouthfeel, I will say that. But I don't get what it's trying to do. That's just weird. There's a bitterness in the mouth. Almost, I wouldn't say hop bitterness, it's like an astringency that you think is going to give way to grapefruit or something like that. And it doesn't. Oh. There, I detected a little bit of, I think it was orange citrus there. Very, very subtle. I just don't get it. It's a murky colour. Looks almost like a Belgian Vit. It's got weird aromas, earthy. Earth and grass, I think. It's, hang on. I just keep getting little tiny whiffs of citrus. Fuck knows where that's coming from. And it's like a lemon bitterness. Do you know what it's reminding me of? And I don't want to say it, but it's reminding me of a Keller beer. If someone had given this to me and said this is a Keller beer, I'd have said, because it's got the drinkability and the body of a lager. And it's got that, well no, it's not subtle. It's, if you're comparing it to Keller beer, this is quite a bit bitter. This is a fair bit, you know, more bitterer. Is bitterer a word? I don't know. But it's like a Keller beer with the volume turned right up. Keller beer has got a slight bitterness to it, you know, where it's been unfiltered, and you know it's got the hop, the slight hop bitterness to it. I mean, for all intents and purposes, a Keller beer is like an unfiltered lager. It's a bottom fermented lager that hasn't been filtered or pasteurised, and it does have a slight bitterness, but it's got the drinkability, and you know, it hasn't got the big flavours of this. This has got some of the characteristics of a Keller beer, but there's very, very faint hints of citrus or hops. And would you believe this is triple hopped? Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm drinking a triple hopped IPA, the citrus has got to be fucking leaping out at me. I'm just not getting that at all. And do you know what, I'm saying all this, but I paid, I think it was just over £1 for it. It's a contract brewed supermarket beer, so anything goes. One thing I will say, it's better than the own brands that Lidl have and Aldi have as well. You know, the is it Hatherwood? It's better than all that shit. But I just don't know what to make of it. I'm going to let it warm up, see if I can get any more out of it with slightly warmer flavours. Right, going to dive in again. There's actually a little bit more grapefruit on that, but I don't know why they bothered, to be honest. It's one of them beers where you just think, it's cold. It's just, I don't know what they're trying to achieve here. I don't even know whether they top fermented it, bottom fermented it. I don't know what they've done. I'm not knocking the brewery. but they've got margins, supermarkets got margins, and this is the result. There's actually a little bit more flavour now it's warmed up, but I know I do mean warmed up. It's October now, it's 7th of October, 6th of October, and radiator's on, so it's warmed up a little bit, but it's just bland. Very fucking bland. So what's the verdict on this? Hang on, what the fuck is this? German Design Award Special 2020. Oh, hang on. So what's the award for? The can. So they've been awarded for the can and not the fucking beer. Right. Well, that says a lot, because if they was awarding the beer, it would get 3/8 of fuck all. Not impressed. But do you know what? I wasn't expecting much. I'm not going to have a rant, because it's a supermarket beer that's been contract brewed. Now, occasionally you do find the odd diamond in the dog shit, and that was this stuff, which was brewed by the same brewery. If you see that stuff and you like wheat beer, get that. That is really nice. It's £1 a can. I think that was £1.20 odd, something like that. But nah, it's not for me. I don't know what they're trying to achieve. Well, I do know what they're trying to achieve. They're just trying to fucking jump on the craft beer bandwagon, and that's going to get a 3 out of 10. It doesn't even know what it is. It's got pale ale there and session IPA there. So, you know, you're onto a loser there. Germany, stick to what you know, stick to doing it best, because IPAs, just, you know, it's a British thing, and the Americans are doing it now as well. And yeah, 3 out of 10. It's 120. It's up to you. If you want some very insipid, barely flavoured, for all intents and purposes, a lager, a cloudy, grapefruity lager, then crack on. But I won't be buying this again. And remember, beer is working class champagne.